already know the drill. We back again with another episode of Buckle Up with the Boys. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And strap on your seatbelts, because it's all pedal to the metal from here. And without further ado, your amazing host, Drew Billy.
Welcome back to another episode of Buckle Up with the Boys, here with your host DB and host Trevor Dinsmore. How are we doing, Trevor?
Mixed bag over the weekend, that's for sure. Today was a good day. Today was a good day for my Sabres. Today was a better day than yesterday for my Sixers. So overall, not bad. Yourself, buddy?
We're doing good. A lot of movement going on here. If you haven't yet, make sure to enter the giveaways on there. I'm going to put out a public service announcement on all social media so people know. We have 2 more giveaways being added tomorrow and Thursday. So Thursday of the draft. It's exciting times. But a lot of things to touch on. Stay along for the show. Trevor's going to be touching on quarterbacks and running backs later on in the show. You're not going to want to miss it. I think the 2 premier positions in this year's draft you got to want to watch out for. So, but news here, Trevor, Falcons and Eagles are tampering, and a lot of mixed feelings on this, a lot of questionable things, and I believe this is the first year they had the early legal tampering period. Am I wrong in that, or am I for my investigating it was so? You expected some shit to come out of this, but what do you fully think what the hell's going on here? Because we saw it with the Dolphins and we saw it with the Chiefs.
From what I knew, it did exist before, but I know it was a little less stringent and a little less clear as to what it was.
Right.
And I saw you have it written down here, 52 hours. That's the definitive timeline, I guess.
Yes.
So, I mean, yeah, this is nothing new. We saw the Dolphins try to do it with Brady a little while ago, and now it's happening with Kirk and the Falcons and with Saquon and the Eagles. This is nothing new. And what you have to do to violate that legal tampering period, I honestly need to investigate a little more, because these just seem to pop up left and right anymore.
Right.
Because maybe it's as light as just sending a text to an agent, and that's tampering.
Right.
I'm honestly not sure, and I'd have to do a little bit more research on this. But
and even the articles I found, I mean, this is fucking Adam Schefter covering this. Shout out to him. I don't want to give him his flowers. I don't want to get hit with shit. But I mean, the fact is that the press conference that happened with Kirk Cousins was on Wednesday, March 13th. I had to check the calendar, fact check all this shit.
Oh, yeah.
He's saying on March 12th, which would still fall in that March 11th and March 13th period, he was already talking to the training staff and all that stuff. So I don't understand how he's in violation if it's in the 52-hour period. And that's what is coming out, that he violated the Falcons violated by talking to him. What the fuck? They're not even talking about contracts. He's just getting to know the franchise. You know what I mean? I mean, or does that fall under tampering? Because I haven't got any clear answers on this.
Honestly, I don't know. I haven't looked into it enough to know the right answer. But Lord knows what they have access to. I'll just say that much. Like I said, it could be as simple as an agent sending a text. It could be as simple as an owner sending a text, or a player sending a text, or just a phone call saying, "Hey, do you want to sign with us?"
Right.
Or even a lot less than that. "Hey, would you consider this?"
Right.
I don't know. I just know the NFL is super, super strict on this stuff. There'll be some fines levied. There'll be probably some draft picks taken away, per the usual. There's a lot of precedent for this.
Right.
But usually the team that tampers, they come out more the beneficiary than a loser, I would say. Because you're signing big names like Saquon and Kirk Cousins. You're doing pretty all right for yourselves. And the Dolphins, with pursuing Tom Brady a few years ago, usually you're coming out the other side just fine. You lose a pick or two, you have to pay some chump change for an NFL owner and fines. Ho hum.
Right.
You know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, I agree. And then, just switching over to Saquon's situation as well. James Franklin, a very favorite person on this podcast,
Favorite.
let the cat
Air
out of the
quotes.
bag as well with saying, he's a Pennsylvania kid who chose to stay home and come to Penn State. It's good to see him coming back to Philly, which nothing broke yet that Saquon was coming. That's when he was down there at their practice facility for one of the practices. There's all here.
Okay.
It's all here. I mean, fuck, man. People are talking. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
we see that. I don't even see, or we saw it in the NBA back when the Big Three got together in Golden State. Steph Curry wanted Kevin Durant to come over because they're buddies and they played together and won championship, all that shit. How do you? I don't know how you stop that. And if we're going to classify that tampering, I don't know. It's just.
I definitely did not have Kenny Pickett and Saquon Barkley being teammates on my bingo card over the course of my NFL fandom, but here we are.
Right.
They will be teammates this upcoming season and for probably a couple seasons.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I honestly, I don't know what to make of these tamperings. I really need to read more into them as we encounter them.
Yeah.
But yeah, with the Kirk Cousins thing, or with the Saquon Barkley thing, people are going to talk.
Yes, they are.
People are going to talk. Coaches are going to talk, players, fans, owners, GMs, personnel.
Mm-hmm.
They know all the inside information that we don't. When some of that gets leaked to the NFL, it's proprietary information, so they're going to act on it.
Right. Then switching over things here from a little controversial conversation there. So the big thing on the table now for the Jacksonville Jaguars, Trevor, is Trevor Lawrence's contract that's going to be coming up here.
Yep.
They've made big deals with Mac Jones, Gabe Davis, Josh Allen, not to be confused with the quarterback in Buffalo. I know we have had to do that many a times. He's a linebacker. He got a 5-year, $150 million extension. Is Trevor Lawrence going to get paid, or what the hell are they going to do here?
I don't know why he wouldn't get paid.
Okay.
I mean, and Jaguars aren't really in a spot in this year's draft to take a quarterback. You're kind of banking a lot of your future on Trevor Lawrence.
Yes.
So, yeah, I don't see them moving off of him anytime soon.
Okay.
I mean, it's just a matter of getting him coached up, getting him to where he needs to be as an NFL quarterback, and rolling with the punches. It takes some guys a little bit longer to develop than others. Yeah. And I'll be very clear on this: the Jaguars' downfall was not all Trevor Lawrence's fault last year. That was a whole combination of things. Not only that, not only a big combination of things on the field. I guess this technically was on the field, but the terrible towel curse. Dare I bring that up again?
Mm-hmm.
That Wingard, that safety, desecrated the terrible towel. Lo and behold, Jaguars lose however many straight, 6 out of their last 7, something like that, and miss the playoffs.
Beautiful thing. That's what happens. I don't fuck with the towel.
Karma is a bitch.
Yes, it is.
But it'd be very hard to not see Trevor Lawrence re-upping with them. And, guys like this tend to play pretty well in their contract seasons. This being his contract season, I think he's going to be a little bit more motivated to go chase that bag. I think he'll get it.
Right. And the other thing, too, stats weren't bad. 4,016 yards and 21 touchdowns and 14 interceptions.
Not terrible. You'd like that touchdown interception to be closer to 2-1 or maybe even 2.5, 3-1.
Right.
In terms of yards, you had some injuries on the offensive side too.
Mm-hmm.
So it's tough to get those up when your weapons are lacking. It is what it is. As long as he stays the course, him and Doug Peterson, they'll be fine. Mm-hmm. I don't have any worries about them. Just don't desecrate the towel again.
Right.
Don't go around desecrating towels. We don't need that.
I should have had my terrible towel next week. God damn it.
No.
I'll be doing it on draft night. Don't you fucking worry, folks.
I know.
But swinging over to another organization that we've bashed here in the offseason, biggest move was signing their long snapper. Dallas Cowboys, Dak Prescott, quarterback, is open to playing for another team and taking his talent somewhere else in 2024. You shocked by this? Is Jerry shitting his pants? Is Trey Lance going to get his shot in Dallas? There's many questions on the table with that statement right there, Trevor.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Very loaded.
Very, very loaded question, as is always the case surrounding the Dallas Cowboys. And let's not forget the Cowboys. They did sign a couple running backs, Rico Dowdle, and one other one whose name is escaping me at the moment. I think that overall they've made 6 moves, none of which were very high profile, and clearly they have a different definition of going all in that we do. But
Right.
But in terms of Dak, did he say that in like an open press conference? Is that what happened there, Drew?
Well, here's where I think media needs to. This is at a Children's Cancer Fund gala. I feel like media should just maybe read the room a little bit and understand. Hey, maybe this is not where we, press a guy on.
So this is what NFL media does. They just send guys out there. I guess these are the sources that Schefter and Rappaport rely on. They just rely on guys to go to charity functions where these players are going and just get in as much information as they can out of them. I love it.
And also, I'm not on X, but if you're on X or Twitter, whatever the hell you call it, the Athletics, John Machada. He's the reporter on that. So you can go ahead and add him for pressing Dak on an off-season question at a Child's Cancer Fund gala. I mean, what the fuck are we?
No, I don't know, man. Any information is good information when it comes to the Dallas Cowboys, because you can fill a 20-minute segment with just that literal question, and then you can have Dan Orlovsky and Stephen A. Smith and the rest of those guys going back and forth on what's going to happen with Dak Prescott and, Jerry Jones and all the rest like they do all the freaking time. Oh, I almost forgot the king of the Cowboys, Michael Irvin. Throw him on there, too. You can literally fill 30 minutes of TV just with him talking. So, no, I can't say I disagree. I can't say I disagree, but now, a lot of questions with that Cowboys organization, and I'll be honest with you, Drew. I do not have answers. I don't know if Jerry has answers. I don't know if Mike McCarthy has answers. I don't even know if Dak has answers.
I'm never gonna cry or bellyache when the Cowboys are in the limelight for negative press.
No, me neither.
I'm quite all right.
Me neither. I will if and when Dak Prescott is released from his contract or just moves on from the Cowboys. This is his contract year, yeah?
Yes. Yep.
Yeah. So if he moves on after this year, I will come on this podcast and I will sing "Turn Out the Lights, the party's over." Well, I shouldn't even say that. The party never started with Dak Prescott because they couldn't get out of, winning the first 2 games of the playoffs. He has a 2-5 career playoff record. Yeah, not great. Not great. So maybe they do need to move on from him. Maybe they need to give Trey Lance his due.
Right.
He never got a fair shake, really, in the 49ers organization, whether by hook or by crook or by injury or Brock Purdy.
Right.
Never got a shot there. So I don't know. Maybe time for a new face.
Yeah.
It seems to be a recurring theme with Dallas Cowboy quarterbacks in the 21st century. The Tony Romos and the Dak Prescotts. They can win all they want in the regular season and put up 5,000 yards and 40 touchdowns, but when it comes to the playoffs, melt like a popsicle.
Yes, shit themselves. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but going over that was a great tie-in. I know you didn't mean to do it, but new face there in the. I just got to take a step back when I say this.
Sure.
Zach Wilson is now the head man of a very distorted Broncos QB room. If this is
distorted, that is the most polite word I have ever heard you describe a quarterback room that's as fucked up as that is.
I can't even, and I would have to. I didn't even look up their names. No offense to those gentlemen.
Jarrett Stidham and Ben DiNucci. Those are the other two.
Who the third guy? Has he been there, or is he just a stand-in?
No, he was with Dallas for a little while. Okay. Started a couple of games there, and then Stidham, former Pat, has starting experience, but not what you would consider an ideal candidate to start at the NFL level.
Yeah,
I mean, neither is Zach Wilson. So
This is probably one of the most boring trades of this offseason. 2024 late round pick swap. Jets get a 6th round pick from Denver, and Denver receives a 7th round pick and Zach Wilson. Is it fair to say, and I know this guy could potentially be our starting quarterback, and I've not come to terms with this yet, but was it really that bad with Russell Wilson for you to go and get a guy that's more focused on the opponent's moms than the play on the field?
Yeah. I don't know. They must think Zach is the better Wilson. Either that or they're just out of options at this point, because I know Sean Payton, he can be a miracle worker, when I guess he's putting bounties on other players' heads, but can't do that anymore. And I don't know how the hell you're going to figure out a winning season with one of those 3 guys at quarterback. And I don't know how you just don't wait and trade up and draft a QB, or you're probably going to have Bo Nix and Michael Penix sitting at the 11th, or they're at the 12th spot, I believe. Probably going to have one of those 2 guys chilling when it comes to the 12th picks. I don't know why you just don't wait for one of those guys to come about and just kind of revamp this thing. You have a pretty young roster as it is. So just, get a new quarterback in there and plug and play, see what they're able to do. Maybe you can, put enough pressure on him that he turns into a diamond.
Right.
So,
right.
Because Lord knows there's going to be a shit ton of pressure to whoever goes to Denver.
and I just, he was a number 2 overall pick, Trevor, in 21. And it's amazing from his play at BYU, what the Jets saw in him. And he comes back and just lays an absolute goddamn egg. And, that last season, I had the Jets fans in my thoughts and prayers, because you're like, oh my God, Rodgers, he's coming to town. The only highlight film from 2023-2024 season is Rodgers, and God bless his soul. It's a very good act. Him carrying out the American flag. That was it. And then you had Zach Wilson laying eggs on the field.
He did have that one good game. I think it was against the Chiefs, but that was that was really about it. That was the peak of his powers. And when the peak of your powers is you on the sidelines taking accountability for ultimately he ultimately blowing the game. He played well, but he blew the game at the end. Yeah. And when that's, your biggest highlight as a Jets quarterback,
it's pretty bad.
Pretty sad.
Yeah.
Pretty sad. Although by Jets standards, not so sad.
Yeah. Then the other news here, and I think everybody knows this, we're big Steeler fans here. Omar, I fucked up his name. Omar Khan comes out.
Omar Khan, the Khan man.
Has been the second coming of Jesus Christ, in my opinion. Not Kenny Pickett anymore. Omar Khan has been. He says it is not off the table the Steelers will get a quarterback in the first round. Head spun when I saw that shit, Trevor. What the fuck does Con Man have up his sleeves, do you think? Are we trading up? I've been asking. This poor kid has went through me asking every 2 weeks. Are we trading up?
I think we got 8 picks to work with, so maybe. We saw it last year. We traded up for Broderick, and we about lost our minds when that happened, because we were, and I know I've said it many times before, but we were just used to Butler drafting 1 through 7, no movement, no trading up, no trading back, nothing. Right now, you got Omar Khan just wheeling and dealing, slicing and dicing, completely revamping the QB room, assigning the likes of Patrick Queen and others. He's making moves, man, and I don't doubt that he could make a move come Thursday. He really could. I don't know why we would go up and draft a quarterback if we're banking on Justin Fields being good. Mm-hmm. And I know we only got Russell for a year technically, but honestly, I wouldn't rule that out either. And honestly, if it comes down to taking like a Spencer Rattler or a Bo Nix or something like that, I'm okay with that. We don't need to get a top tier quarterback. We've proven we can live without one with that defense that we have and the running game that we had last season. Right. So, but no, I don't put anything past the Con man anymore. I don't. Right. I don't. I would probably lose my shit if I did see that happen on Thursday, especially if we traded up, as far as, you need to trade up to get an elite quarterback in this class. Mm-hmm. I think, like I've said many times on this program, I think it would just be wiser to, get an offensive tackle or a cornerback or, get some depth at a different position other than quarterback, because you have plenty of depth there right now. You got 3 guys on the roster and 2 capable starters,
Right.
which we saw with Mason Rudolph last year when he was, like I said, he was just executing. You just need a guy to execute. Russell Wilson can do that.
Yes.
But of course, Omar has probably has a much longer term vision in mind when he's saying that.
Mm-hmm. And the best part is the reporter comes back with, "What do you mean by that?" And he goes, "We'll look at it." Whenever he says we'll look at it, he tickles my fancy when he says we're going to look at something, because that means that he's festering some shit up, Trevor. And I'm very excited. So Thursday, we'll have hopefully have that pick live for any Steeler fans out there from Detroit. Other news, though, Matt Ryan finally retires. I thought he already fucking did, but he didn't. He officially called it a career.
Yep.
Lasting, and any opinions or comments on his career, Trevor?
Let it be known that he retired as a Falcon as well. And
they did sign him. Okay.
Yeah, they did. They did. Okay. Yeah, I forget if it was like a 10-day deal or just like a 1-day contract or whatever it was, but they officially signed him so he could retire as a Falcon. Okay. And he did put out a very nice, very touching tribute to Atlanta that, gave him his pro career, gave him the opportunity to play with the likes of Julio Jones, Roddy White, played under Mike Smith, played with Alex Mack, played in the Super Bowl, although we all know what happened during that Super Bowl. Yeah, rough times. But still, in terms of, long, sustained, successful Hall of Fame caliber NFL career, Matt Ryan fits the bill, man. I mean, his first pass right out of the gate, touchdown.
Yep.
To believe it was to Mohamed Sanu back in 2008.
Yep.
So, dude put up elite stats. When he was on, and there was no stopping that man. I mean, we think of the modern Matt Ryan when we talk about Matt Ryan, but we forget how good late 2000s and 2010s Matt Ryan was, and how damn good Julio Jones was his first 9 and 10 years in the NFL. Stacks up with the best of them, even stacks up with Jerry, T.O., and Moss.
Yeah.
So, and a lot of that's because of how talented Matt Ryan is.
Yeah. No, Hall of Famer, Trevor?
Hall of Famer. Yes. Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely.
I
know. Yeah. Oh, the stats are absolutely there. The off the field stuff, a great locker room guy by all accounts, a great leader by all accounts, very philanthropic in the Atlanta community, and very, like I said, and like he said in his very touching tribute that I would encourage everyone that's watching this, go watch that. You might have some tears jerked out of your eyeballs.
Yeah.
I know I did. And I have no emotional connection to Atlanta other than the fact that I lost some money on them when they lost that Super Bowl. No emotional connection to Atlanta, but that was very touching. What the Atlanta community meant to him and what he meant to the Atlanta community. That's what you rely on when you're a team like the Atlanta Falcons, who unfortunately has never won a Super Bowl. Yeah. You just want some hope. And Matt Ryan gave them that and then some.
No, he's a joy to watch. And I don't want people to remember him for that Super Bowl. Because there's a lot of moving parts that happened to cause that whole thing, and it was not all him. So
no, it was not. There was a massive series of unfortunate events that unfolded with that one. He maybe missed on a couple of passes, but not to a point where it was his fault that they came back. The Patriots came back from 28-3. I will say on the onside kick, right after they made it 28-9. There was 2 holding penalties right out of the gate. Otherwise, they were in field goal range, and we might be talking about Matt Ryan as a surefire Hall of Famer and Super Bowl champion right now.
Yes.
So, and I know there's all the 28-3 like memes out there.
Yep.
Yeah, there was the football that he got for, I believe it was passing a certain amount of yards, and it was number 283. It never left him, and I don't think it ever will. But
No.
you got to be pretty damn good to go up 28-3 on the Pats against Tom Brady in the Super Bowl in the first place.
Yeah.
So
Right. No, I agree. And moving on here, I'm going to throw in a little college here to end out my take here.
sure.
College football is ready to put the signs away, Trevor. Big news here coming in. There will be helmet communication now.
Good.
You're a big college football fan. How do we
Big
feel
fan.
about this?
Oh, this is long overdue.
Okay.
This is long overdue. It's been in the high level high school game for a while now. Been in the NFL for God knows how long, at least this century, if not, well, more than that. So no, long overdue. The whole sign stealing stuff that came about in college was a result of the arcane system that was still in place there with, not only the hand signals, but they had those big giant posters with the ambiguous pictures on it that it means something to somebody, and that's the play call. As much as I love, seeing memes or like that, that it's aliens guy,
Yes.
that with the hair. As much as I love seeing him back to back with somebody from SpongeBob and those two pictures together, and again, that means something to somebody, and that's a play. As much as I love seeing that, I also love not seeing offenses just stop in the middle of the play clock and everyone has to stand up and look at the sidelines and look at the coach, doing all the hand signals.
Right.
I don't need that.
Yeah.
I don't need that.
No,
This is going to be excellent for the game. It's going to cut down on another avenue of tampering and fraud.
Mhm.
There's not going to be a whole lot of sign stealing anymore. There's not
Right.
going to be a whole lot of sign stealing investigations or related suspensions or related punishments of any sort. So there's not going to be guys going to, Big Ten college football games with a bunch of his buddies buying tickets and filming the guys on the sidelines, filming their signs.
Right.
That's what happened with Michigan.
Yes.
That's one facet of the game that's gone. I'm glad it's gone. We're in the 21st fucking century. It's about time.
Yeah. And it's very it's very similar to NFL rules regarding this for folks out there. If you're not familiar with it, if you watch more NFL than college, because we're trying to be informative here and teach people. Usually, the play caller has a green dot. They will have that same kind of thing going on with college. Usually, a middle linebacker will have green dot and quarterback. And then communication from coach to player will be turned off 15 seconds remaining on the play clock. And the ball will be snapped, whichever comes first.
Play clock.
I said cock.
You did say cock. You did say cock.
I got a zin in. I apologize.
No.
Family-friendly show. I apologize. Sorry.
You got a zin. I got a piece of gum.
But anyways, the rules committee finally came to this determination.
Determination.
Yep. To have this, I'm fucking struggling.
You are so eloquent with the words tonight.
Yes. Billy. All right, we're moving. But really, it's long overdue, though. You know what I mean?
Oh my God, yes.
I mean, even before Michigan, Michigan just got caught. How long has it been that we've been dealing with? Oh, they stole our signs. This is going on. You saw it in high school too. You see it fucking all over.
Well, it's sign stealing's a part of the game. You're allowed to steal signs on the field. You're allowed to do that, and you're allowed to watch game film and steal signs. You're allowed to, do that. And there was literally coaches coming out and saying, "I can get everything I need just from game film." In terms of sign stealing, that's all legal. But in terms of, like I said, like hiring guys to go watch other games and watch, the coaches' signs and try and figure out what the play call is. That's the part that was illegal. Everyone stole signs. It's part of the game. It's just, Michigan, they just happen to do it a little bit more legally than everyone else.
They got to take it another fucking notch.
But,
final thought here actually, I want to do one more thing before we go on to that depressing news. We also see, Jesus Christ, where the hell did that? Actually, fuck it. We'll just go on to this here. Sad news coming out here leading up to the draft, Trevor. I cannot I don't even know what this family's going through right now. Our thoughts and prayers are with the Simon family. A college football player, AJ Simon, died just 1 week ago. His pro football dreams were about to come true this Thursday. He was 25. He transferred from the University of Albany in New York, where he played as defensive lineman with the Great Danes in 2022, 2023. And there's no cause of death at this time, but it's just sad to see a young man just about to get to the finish line of a lifelong goal and lose his life. I mean, that's just terrible. So our thoughts and prayers are with his family tonight, and we'll be praying for his family, and we hope all you do out there as well. Trevor, I did not mean to end on that sad of a take, but we're moving on.
You were good. You were good. I'll just add that it always puts it into perspective when I see someone my age or hell even younger, said he was 25 years old, passing with their whole life, their dreams ahead of them. It's nothing but sad. There's no way to put a good spin on that other than maybe, he's in the promised land now. He's in God's hands. So
yes. Thoughts and prayers to the family.
Indeed.
Yeah. But moving on to Trevor here.
I have to take it after that.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. It's okay.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, God. All right.
And we just appreciate Trevor's setup for a minute, though. I mean, you look good.
Yeah, professional. Going a little old school with the shirt here. Obviously, you got the tried and true Pirates hat on. I tell you, Pirates have great fucking branding. They just don't put a good product on the field. So
we know why. They got to clean the grease pits at Permanis and dump it on the field if they start going the other way. But that's neither here nor there.
Oh yes, you've threatened to dump the grease out of Permanis in PNC Park and light it on fire a couple times in the PlayStation chat. So
yes,
I appreciate that you referenced that on the air. But moving on. As Drew alluded to earlier, two of the more dynamic positions in this year's draft, quarterback and running back. I'll be covering them right here, right now for y'all. And I warn you, not very top heavy from the running back side. Oh, Dinsy's draft pick. Do you want to do the intro thing? I just jumped right into it. Yeah.
Okay, it's all right.
Yeah, do it.
With Trevor Dinsmore, we have Dinsy's draft picks. Let's go.
That was worthy of a golf clap. What I should do next. Well, actually, this is the last time that I'll be doing these for this year. But
it's depressing.
Yeah, no, I honestly, like I've said, I've enjoyed doing this, and I'm going to enjoy. Fast. Oh yeah, it always does. Always does. It's all good. It's all good. What I should do next year, though, I got my guitar behind me. I should just bring it up here and just strum along with it.
It's fucking amazing.
Yeah, no, it's an acoustic, but it's still, it'll do the job. I mean, hell, if I get a good Fender by next year, maybe I'll bust that out. We'll see what happens.
That would be sexy.
Oh yeah, I would love that. I'd be like Stevie Ray Vaughan up here. That'd be
holy
nice.
Shit.
Yeah. I just heard him today for the first time in a long time, and it was very much needed during my workday. But
amen.
Oh yeah. Last edition for the 2024 run of Dinsy's draft picks or Dinsy's draft dissertation. We never did, you never did throw dissertation on the name down here, but that's okay. I prefer those $10 words, but last edition of Dinsy's draft dissertation for 2024, covering quarterbacks and running backs. And as I was leading into, running backs, not a very loaded position this year. A lot of depth and role type of guys, a lot of short yardage specialists and pass catchers. But that's kind of what the running back position is nowadays. A lot of 2 or 3 running back systems used very interchangeably. Very rarely do we see a tried and true 3-down back anymore, minus your Austin Ecklers, your Derrick Henrys and the like, your Josh Jacobs, your elites. It's by and large, plug and play type of guys, change of pace type of guys. And that's a lot of what we have in this year's draft. And I will start with a guy that's being compared. You remember Jamal Charles?
Very elusive.
Fast as fuck, boy. Yeah.
Mm.
Very elusive,
Yes.
very smooth.
Yep.
Talking about Jonathan Brooks out of Texas.
Mm.
He is your top-ranked running back this season, and I will spoil it for you guys now. He is my pick for the most bang for your buck pick in this year's draft. Granted, he is a second-round pick in all likelihood, ranked 42nd overall. Only got a draft grade of 86, but man stands at 6 feet tall, 216, and got a prospect grade of 6.38, which means he could eventually be a plus starter and a 3-down guy in the NFL. So
Very nice.
very promising, very promising. And, a school that very much breeds running backs. Yeah.
Bijan Robinson.
He was a Bijan Robinson. He's very good. Yes, he's doing very well in Atlanta.
Yeah.
Anyway, so some of the strengths behind Jonathan Brooks' NFL candidacy here: very smooth, like Jamar Charles, very quick from cut to cut, terrific acceleration, and is able to read blocking development as he sees it right in front of him and finds the right hole. Pretty much the opposite of Trent Richardson, if you remember him. Yeah. So he did only have 238 carries in college, though. So limited amount of ball work and ball production, but he was working through an ACL injury throughout his tenure at Texas. So makes sense. Well, actually coming off an ACL injury this past season. So that's a bit of a concern, along with the limited workload. But in terms of per carry production, very good. Tops in college, very close to it. So some of the knocks on him, though. Zone running isn't always very patient with that in zone type of schemes and pulling guards, stuff of that nature. Needs to work on that to develop at the pro level at the very least. And he needs to square up his blocking when he's pass blocking for quarterbacks. So needs to work on that. But like I said, he's more of a Jamal Charles type. So very elusive, good out of the backfield, receiving the ball, and just very quick and dynamic. So I'm very excited to watch him. Watch him wherever he goes. Next guy I want to talk about is Trey Benson out of Florida State. And as a Notre Dame fan, I don't particularly like talking about Florida State prospects, but when they're here, I got to talk about them. So Trey Benson, second ranked at the position, not too far down in terms of overall rank from Jonathan Brooks. He's ranked 59th. Stands at 6 feet tall, 216, so similar frame and body type to Jonathan Brooks. Got a prospect grade of 6.23, which means he could be an average starter at some point. And bear in mind, this is the second ranked running back in the draft, and we're already talking average starters. So
wow,
not as loaded of a position as it has been in the past. Obviously, that's more reserved for the quarterbacks, cornerbacks, and edge rushers this year, as with O-line. Regardless, he did see a good workload at FSU and has an ideal size that you would want out of a 3-down back. Maneuvers to find small openings very well, and he's very capable on short yardage, behind the line type of passes, able to maneuver and fall forward and gain yardage. Where he does lack, though, if he does get beyond the line of scrimmage toward the second and third levels, he does lack some decisiveness in the open field. And for that reason, he does fall victim to a lot of linebacker and safety, type of tackles. Yeah. And a weird thing with him, too, is he has the tendency to try and be more of an elusive type, like Jonathan Brooks, but he's much more built frame-wise and muscularly to be more of a physical guy that throws a shoulder into somebody and falls forward. Yeah, you got to figure out his identity at the NFL level. Though he does show some comparisons to the likes of Tank Bigsby.
Very nice.
Tank Bigsby, short yard specialist, very nice work at Auburn there. And hopefully he's able to himself carve out a nice NFL career. And Trey Benson gonna, need to find a similar system to Tank Bigsby and probably face a similar role. And like I said, once he finds his identity, he'll be fine. He should be fine. And a guy a lot of people are talking about, very high on a lot of people's boards and very high on a lot of fans' minds because he was part of the national championship team at Michigan. Blake Corum.
Yep.
Yes, sir. Oh, yeah.
Mhm.
And you know this guy, Drew. I know this guy very well, too, being a Penn State fan.
Son of a bitch.
Oh, I know. Yeah.
We'll cheer for him when he gets his name called, but yeah.
No, his NFL dreams are coming true.
Yeah.
So it's, he's no longer going to be at Michigan. He's
No.
just going to fly the flag high and maybe, attend a few college game days in the future, and we'll boo him then.
Yes.
But on draft night, if his name is called first night, more likely he's going to be called on the second night. We will praise him for his work and his NFL dreams coming true.
Yes.
So a little bit further down the board here, he's ranked 66th overall, and it's a short guy, 5'8", 205, very compact, very muscular. Oh yeah,
he looks bigger on TV. Yeah, okay. Wow.
He does, because he wears big pads and he's very,
right.
He doesn't miss leg day or arm day or any day.
Jesus.
He's very good about being in the gym and just building up absolute muscle to be an absolute unit. But anyway, got a prospect grade of 6.15, which means he could be a backup and could develop into a starter in the right system and with the right coaching. Did run a 4.53 40, so a little bit slower for a running back, but for his size and his compactness, not bad.
Right.
So again, with him, very good in the short yardage. He's like a heat-seeking missile when he gets down toward the goal line. He's very good in the short yardage situations for sure. Able to fit in a small spaces, much like a Maurice Jones-Drew. Able to even fit under tacklers if they're too tall. So yeah, he can maneuver his way into some good yardage. Just as well had a school record 58 rushing touchdowns while at Michigan. So his ball production is off the charts.
Shit.
Worked in a pro style offense as well. So that's a big plus.
Yeah.
I mean, Harbaugh. Yeah. Very good stuff there. So like I said, though, he was in large part relegated to being a goal line specialist. 12 of those last 45 touchdowns came from outside the 5. So, a lot of his work was inside the 5. Even during the national championship. But yeah, much more of a one-speed back guy too. Lacks, prototypical NFL acceleration. And he's more of a volume over power guy when he's going up against NFL defenses. So tough for him to gain leverage on, big tacklers, but he can handle the NFL volume. He's getting comps to Michael Carter, the former Jet, now Cardinal.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so decent comps there. Like Michael Carter could fit into a nice little backup role, goal line role, and still see some pretty good production. And coming out of Michigan, he of course has the football IQ, so he's very set there. Very set there. Running down the rest of these guys here, Marshawn Lloyd out of USC. Excuse me, let me scroll back. There we go. 70th overall and 4th at the position. Another relatively small guy, 5'9", 220. Well, I shouldn't say small, short. 5'9". He's my height, but he's 220 pounds. He's got a bit more muscle than I do. So, plus, he's about to be in the NFL, so we'll give him that too. Yeah. This guy got a prospect grade 6.18, meaning he's going to be a good backup with potential to develop into a starter, much like Mr. Corum. More ideal as a complementary back than anything else, but he can create explosive plays with not a whole lot of wiggle room from the offensive line. He's able to, again, sneak into those thin spaces and get into the open field. So, did set a school record with 21 total touchdowns last season, and pretty equally balanced in terms of rushing and receiving touchdowns. So he's able to be a nice little threat out of the backfield, a little combo back for you. Where he does struggle, though, his indecisiveness is a weakness. So picking a hole, basically.
Oh, yeah, well, we got a
Yeah.
guy that does that, but that's okay.
No, I know. Yeah, that's for sure. No, yeah, it is what it is.
Yeah.
Vision is a little bit below average for what you want out of a pro back, and he runs with a lot of hip tightness, so it limits his ability to get to the boundary and angle himself to the outside. Where he is comparable to an NFL running back is Tajay Spears from the Titans. So, and Tajay Spears potentially due to have a nice little breakout season. Although Spears, with a little bit of NFL experience and some coaching, he's a little bit more polished. You could see Marshawn Lloyd run into that as well. Oh, shoot. You know what? I didn't screw up a name. I screw up who I was describing. I was on the wrong row. I was just describing Ray Davis out of Kentucky. That's what I was doing.
Oh, well.
My bad.
Okay.
My bad. Ray Davis.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's all good. It's all good. So let me kind of get back to where I was here.
Okay.
Oh yeah, the school record. Okay. So, but yeah, Ray Davis, pretty similar, 5'8", 211, out of Kentucky. And again, can kind of fit into those tight spaces. Pretty similar to Tajay Spears. Marshawn Lloyd, going back to him out of USC, he's much more like a Jerick McKinnon.
Oh, okay.
Can be very explosive,
Ooh.
not all that physical, but a good threat out of the backfield.
Right.
Struggles, framing up guys when pass blocking, but at the same time has pretty good hands for a back and can maneuver within zone runs. So
yes,
yeah. Very good.
End arounds too, a little bit.
End arounds too. Yeah. End arounds. You can throw him in the slot if you want to. Yeah. He can fit in a good bit of packages for you. So just to be clear, Marshawn Lloyd, more like Jerick McKinnon. Ray Davis, more like Tajay Spears.
That's all right. No, hey, those are good. Both good comps. I mean,
oh yeah. No,
I don't see any issues.
I'm not screwing up the pronunciation of names now. I'm just screwing up who I'm describing. That's what I'm doing now.
You didn't say cock like.
That is true.
You're good.
Yeah, this is true. It's okay. It's easy. It's easy to do that. Also, the drop off from 4 to 6 in terms of position rank from Marshawn Lloyd to Ray Davis, pretty significant when you look at the overall rankings. Marshawn Lloyd 70th ranked overall.
Yep.
And Ray Davis ranked 128th overall. So decent bit of drop off there. You're talking middle of day 2 to a day 3 guy right there. Early day 3, potentially late day 2. So yeah, quite the drop off. So I'll kind of breeze through the rest of these guys. A lot of them are going to be, like I said, complimentary guys, plug and play type of guys. Not a whole lot of potential coming out of the latter stages of this year's running back class, but still some guys that could fit well on an NFL team. One of them is Braylon Allen out of Wisconsin. And we know Wisconsin running backs, right?
Yes.
Yeah. We know them he's your prototypical Wisconsin running back. That's what he is.
I like him.
Oh yeah.
They don't take no shit.
Oh yeah. He's 145th overall, got a draft grade of 62 and a decent prospect grade for his spot in the draft. A good backup, could turn into a starter with some development. So the thing with him is ideal size and frame, similar to a Jonathan Taylor. And that's generally what you get out of a Wisconsin running back. Again, 6'1", 235. Big dude. Big dude. Big, muscular, can bowl you over and run by at the same time if he really wants to. Did have a pretty impressive ball production while in... Or excuse me, that was in 2022. He was dealing with some injuries in 23, but in 22, he had 11 rushing touchdowns and just over 1,200 rushing yards. So has shown that he can handle the workload for sure. And I always love the phrases that these NFL draft scouts and these executives come up with. One, I believe it was an executive, described Braylon Allen as he plays bumper cars with tacklers.
That's what it's about, baby. Hell yeah.
Meaning he's just going to bounce off of you. Think of him as a larger Jalen Warren.
Oh, yeah.
That just bounces off of dudes.
Right.
And his legs don't stop. So Where he did regress, though, in 2023, his decisiveness and his overall instincts, along with dealing with some off and on injuries. And he has some below average bursts to the line of scrimmage, but once he gets to the line of scrimmage, he's fine. So he needs some offensive line help to squeeze into the holes and get beyond the line of scrimmage.
Mhm.
Comps, pretty decent one here. Zamir White of the Raiders.
Ooh, okay.
Another fairly physical guy whose legs usually don't stop. But again, Zamir White, much like Tajay Spears, comparing him to Ray Davis, a little bit more polished at this time. But Braylon Allen with some polish could see some decent work at the NFL level. And of course, Wisconsin running backs, I'm always excited to see how those guys are going to do at the pro level. I mean, geez, I know Jonathan Taylor's it, but there's a lot of good guys coming together.
Yeah.
So next guy I want to talk about, Isaac Guerendo out of Louisville, 8th ranked at his position, 149th overall, got a draft grade of 61. A pretty similar body type to a couple other prospects listed in here, 6 feet, 221. Got a prospect grade of 6.15. Again, decent backup. Could turn into a starter. Being compared to a Rashad White for the Bucks. Yeah, pretty decent there. Yeah. No, absolutely. He did attend Wisconsin for his first, I believe it was his first 2 years of college, potentially his first 3 years. So back-to-back former Badgers here for you.
Yeah.
And much like Braylon Allen, another prototypical Wisconsin running back who can bowl you over and his legs don't fucking stop.
No.
Similar to Allen, though, lacks ideal explosiveness and, the jump cuts you would want out of an NFL running back. And his cut and go burst pretty average as well. So, not ideal, but think of him as, like I said, a less polished Rashad White. Pretty decent comparison there for a guy that low in the draft. And then, of course, I got to talk about running back out of Notre Dame. I called him the big unit. Which could be the case on multiple fronts if you catch my drift.
Yes.
Audric Estime.
Bad dude.
Big bad dude. I swear. He's one of those guys you could put a watermelon in between his biceps and he would probably make it explode. Big, strong, beefy dude that's very hard to tackle once he gets going downhill. He is only 167th ranked overall, 10th ranked at the position, only got a draft grade of a 59, but 5'11", 221, and I'll just let you know right now that 221 indicates, not indicates, 221, there's not a lot of body fat on that 221.
No.
I'll just say that right now. Prospect grade, a little lower than some of the other guys I've covered, 5.99, still could be, an average backup, or you could throw him on special teams and he could have some success. But yeah, this guy. I know this guy very well. Set a school record last year, 18 touchdowns. 18, I believe that's total touchdowns. That, believe it or not, that is a program record for a running back.
Just to say, there was another notable guy in the names and the likeness of Jerome fucking Bettis that played for Notre Dame. So that is pretty. Yeah. Okay. I'm pretty excited for this kid.
Oh, me too.
Yeah.
Me too.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. As I've said before, with a heavy workload, and if he gets downhill, he's able to wear you down. He's able to bowl you over. His legs don't stop. Much like a lot of these other guys. Yeah. Then another, I believe this was a scout, came up with this one. Little quote for you. Tackling him is like tackling a compact car.
Jesus Christ. Wow.
I love it. Oh yeah. I'll just say this. Of course, I don't want to tackle a Derrick Henry, but I don't want to tackle an Audric Estime either.
No.
I'd have to make a legitimate business decision if I saw big number 7 coming downhill right at me. So I'll have to look like I tried to make a tackle, maybe dive at his feet or something, maybe go low, but probably ain't going to tackle him. It's tough. It's tough. Could be more of a goal line specialist, though, at the NFL level. Lacks the blocking development reads of a typical NFL running back. Has to see holes open pretty much right in front of him for him to go through them, which, he had a good bit of that at Notre Dame. Notre Dame known for its pretty good offensive lines. Yeah. And also needs to work on the blocking technique, needs to work on the fundamentals there. Didn't have a whole lot of that at Notre Dame. We ran a lot of pro style stuff there under center too. So, yeah. Comp for him, Jamal Williams.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, pretty good.
You're doing okay.
Little bit more physical. I would describe him as a little bit more physical of a Jamal Williams.
Yeah. The about, I'd say 5 or 6 Notre Dame games I've watched.
Yes.
The guy's a bad fucking dude.
Oh yeah, he's a beast.
If you're not tackling properly, you're going to be on a fucking poster. I'm just laying it out there. So
no, I hear you, bud. I hear you. Absolutely. Absolutely.
His motor does not turn off. He does not need oil. He will fucking go until it blows up. He does not need.
Terrific character too. Terrific locker room guy from what I saw.
Mm-hmm.
But of course I was able to see that firsthand. And I did, when I went to a Notre Dame game, I did smack hands with him too. Big hands. Very, very big. Very, very strong. I'm pretty sure there was red marks after I just gave him a high five. So
strong.
Big dude.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, strong. Yeah. Doesn't miss leg day, doesn't miss arm day, doesn't miss any day.
No.
So prospect from a lesser known program out of Troy, Kimani Vidal. I like to give my lesser known schools a bit of a shout out here, so I'll throw Kimani Vidal at you.
Okay.
Only 171st overall, so likely a day 3 guy. Only got a draft grade of 58. Another short guy, 5'8", 213. Short but compact.
Right.
Got a prospect grade of 5.85, similar to estimate, could be a backup or a special teamer. Did run a 4.4640, so not too bad there.
No.
Not too bad there. Where we did see Vidal thrive was when he got volume. He got a lot of volume when he was at Troy. Described as a workhorse and a good candidate as an underdog to make a roster. So even in the late rounds, very good upfield acceleration. And once he gets down on the goal line, it's pretty hard to stop him. I'll just let you know that now. Where he does struggle, his lateral jump cuts, doesn't get a whole lot of separability from his agility. And his offensive line struggled in 2023, so durability is a bit of a concern. He got banged up quite a bit. No injuries of note, but we know how running backs operate. Once if they get hit a lot, that's what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Good comp for this guy, a backup running back for the Bucks, actually, Sean Tucker.
Ooh,
Sean
okay.
Tucker.
All right.
Yeah. And one guy I again, this guy bit Notre Dame's, bit one of my teams in the ass a couple times. Only it was Notre Dame, not Penn State. Talk about Will Shipley out of Clemson.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. White boy.
Oh, very nice.
Oh yeah. Could be. We could throw him on the whites for the white versus black game if we really wanted to.
Right.
Yeah. But anyway. Not too far down from Kimani Vidal, 176th overall. Stands at 5'11", 206, so a little bit taller than Kimani, a little bit more length on him. And he actually got a prospect grade of 6.16, similar to some guys higher up in the draft. Could be a good backup and could develop into a starter. So very versatile, Will Shipley. Has experience on special teams. You can throw him in the slot. You can throw him in as a third down back. Hell, he's even spotted up as an extra blocker a couple times. So, very, very versatile, very much a plug and play type of a guy. A notable 3-sport athlete in high school, played obviously football, lacrosse, and track. So very, nice. Very versatile athlete. And I tell you, lacrosse, from what I've talked to, I know a lot of people that play lacrosse, one of the harder sports to adjust to and play. Requires a very versatile skill set. So I trust that Will Shipley has developed that and has parlayed that into a pretty good Clemson career. Maybe he'll do that and parlay that into a decent NFL career.
Mhm.
So, although not really a 3-down guy, more of a complementary change of pace type of back. Not really able to handle the workload of a prototypical 3-down back. Neither are a lot of these guys, but still. Where he does struggle, though, sometimes has hard hands when he's catching passes.
Son of a bitch.
Drops were pretty notable the past couple of years at Clemson.
Yeah.
And similar to, well, not similar to really anyone that's on this draft board. I don't know why I said similar to, but one weird thing that he does, he ducks his head for contact. So,
oh, well, there's a stinger coming. I mean, what are we doing?
Yeah. Well, plus, you can't see what's in front of you. Maybe a hole opens up or something. Well, yeah, ducks his head to fall for it. Not ideal. You want to go shoulder first.
Yeah.
You want to go shoulder first.
Yeah.
You're just asking for your neck to get jammed.
That's shit.
Another guy you can compare to Zamir White, actually.
Oh, okay.
So,
not bad at all. No.
Yeah. A little bit less of a... Oh, yeah. A little bit less of a comp to him than some of the other guys on here, but still not too bad. One guy of note that's pretty significantly lower on draft boards, but you'll recognize the name, Frank Gore Jr.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I think he's a sleeper. Just going to throw that out there.
Could be. He's only ranked 217th overall, though. So, yeah, going to be a day.
What school is he out of?
Southern Miss.
Okay. Yep. Okay.
Southern Mississippi.
Okay.
So, yeah, a little bit less notable there. Only got a draft grade of 50. A lot of 5'8" guys, and Frank Gore is one of them. 5'8", 201, and got a 5.67 prospect grade, meaning candidate for the bottom of the roster or potentially the practice squad. So not ideal positioning there. Obviously, he's got the name, and senior he's ranked third all time in rushing attempts and yards. Hall of Famer. Is he in the Hall of Fame yet?
Not yet. No.
Not yet. Yeah.
I think he is eligible soon. I think so. Or
I think it's either next year or the year after that he's eligible. I imagine he'll be either first or second ballot. He'll be right in there. Yeah. That one's pretty easy. So he's got the genetics. Junior. He's got the genetics. That's for sure. And he's described as a very calm and a very patient runner. Waits for holes to open up and is able to burst through them pretty well relative to his spot in on the prospects list here. But still. And just as well, he handled a lot of 3-down work while at Southern Miss. Maybe that'll translate to the NFL level.
Right.
Not too great a pass catcher out of the backfield, but is able to work with the shorter routes and is able to get separation with his acceleration there.
Okay.
So where he does struggle, though, he's slower than expected in his gather to cut movement. Below average burst and not a large catch radius, a little short on the arms, needs an accurate ball to haul him in. And he doesn't have, the getaway speed that you would typically expect out of an NFL running back or even the son of Frank Gore.
Ooh.
So good comp for him, a backup for the Raiders. And I believe it's Zamir White's second stringer, Sincere McCormick.
Not bad, but not stellar. So
correct. Decent for his spot in the draft. Like you said, could be a sleeper, could develop into a good back, has pretty solid fundamentals. Obviously, he's going to have the football IQ just from his dad. So I don't know. Could turn into something. Yeah. And that's all I had on the running back side. I believe I said it already, but bang for your buck pick. Jonathan Brooks out of Texas. Yeah, the Jamal Charles comp. That's what sold me on that.
Yes.
And then, I looked at some of his tape and I saw what scouts are saying about him. I'm like, yep. Even though he's, the top ranked guy, you're probably going to get the most bang for your buck for Mr. Jonathan Brooks there. I saw you clasping your hands, getting excited.
Well, it's special times, but it's sad times. This is now the last
it is
of draft picks for this 2024 season. So
gonna try something here.
Very nice.
It is a bittersweet moment.
It is.
One shining moment.
Went fast.
Went too fast.
This is probably the most exciting take on.
Went too fast, but that's how you know it was fun, Drew Billy.
Well, I've been there a couple of times. Yes.
Yeah, the good times go by too fast because you're having fun.
Yeah.
So, all that to lead into the quarterbacks in this year's draft.
Yep.
And don't worry, I won't be doing this Jim Nantz voice at Augusta the whole time.
Right.
We're talking quarterbacks here.
It's big time.
Big time.
Yep.
Big time. And everyone knows who's probably going to be first off the board. Caleb.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Caleb out of USC.
Yeah.
Got a 97 draft grade. Tops.
Jesus.
Tops in this year's class. Obviously, year one starter off his prospect grade. Nothing here that I don't think will surprise anyone. But one stat that I did notice was since the start of 2022 has a 46-1 touchdown to interception ratio. So that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Elusiveness is off the charts. Improvisation and athleticism off the charts.
Yep.
Could develop more of an NFL arm, but obviously has displayed a lot of volume, displaying a lot of character right now. I know that.
Well,
for better or for worse, go watch his Pivot podcast episode. Highly recommend
a little
that.
bit.
Yeah. I saw some clips earlier, and I'm like, and I was, as I described last night, I just hope his attitude doesn't get in the way of his talent because he is the most talented guy in this year's field. Definitely has the highest ceiling, bar none, and he's going into a system that he fits very well.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yes. I got to ask you something though before we.
Sure.
I don't think I've seen a more controversial guy that people already want. They want to see him fail, and I think he loves that. I don't personally know him, and
no, me neither.
But I'm just saying it just.
Me neither.
He likes that whole about 20 to 30 minute episode I saw of it. He's really fucking stoking the fire for
he's
out there.
He's stirring the pot. He's making as one of my grandmothers would say, he's making a big old tub of chow, old tub of clam chowder.
Yeah.
Stirring the pot and stirring a big pot because he is outspoken to say the least.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean,
I just have to say that.
Not much to knock him for playing wise.
No.
Other than, probably needs help working through the progressions a little bit, coachable stuff. Tends to play hero ball sometimes. He was coming back from behind a lot while at USC. Did not have a defense at all. So he was, forced to put up 45, 52 points every game. You get used to playing hero ball a bit. Obviously, not going to have to do that at the NFL level. Not going to be able to do that nearly as much. But yeah, that's the big knock on him. Sometimes throws on the move without necessity too. Tends to escape the pocket, throw on the run when he doesn't need to. Kind of needs to develop that versatility as a pocket passer and a scrambler. But just as well, he'll try to in line with the hero ball dynamic. Tends to pass up some scramble opportunities and settles for downfield hero type throws that he really shouldn't make. But comp for him, Kyler Murray.
I was gonna. Some reason that popped up, and
well, both went to Oklahoma too.
Yeah, I just hope there's not. I really hope the guy the best. I just hope he has. I think he's going to have more success than Kyler has. I'm not saying Kyler has.
Yeah, he's going to be under much more of a microscope than Kyler was too.
Well,
so
yeah.
I mean, we'll see how that goes. We'll see how he gets along with Eberflus and the boys.
I think that's just an interesting dynamic, but we can talk more on draft night about that because I don't want to give away all the sweet sauce. But
no, naturally. Yes. Next guy on the list, and just going right in line here. I think I got, what do I got here? Like 10 prospects, and I think I go
Yep.
straight. I actually I got 12 prospects. I go
okay.
straight 1 through 12 here. So Jane Daniels.
Yep.
Jane Daniels at LSU.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the draft grade of 94. Pretty good.
Yep.
Pretty good. Year one starter. A little bit taller than Caleb. He's 6'4", Caleb 6'1".
Mm-hmm.
But, a little bit more slender. He's 210. Caleb is 215.
Yes.
So, but of course, Jaden Daniels has the numbers. We saw he had better numbers than 2019 Joe Burrow in 2023, and rightfully so.
Mm-hmm.
Won the Heisman, and he won the Davey O'Brien.
Yes.
So we saw he was able to, be a prototypical NFL pro-style pocket passer in a spread offense. Yeah, not much really to knock him for. High IQ and good decision making. Good, good coaching there with Brian Kelly at LSU. I hated to see him go, but he went to chase off the SEC money. That's fine.
He found a Southern accent while down there as well.
Oh yeah, no, yeah, he did. He did. He has a family, and I will tell you, Jaden Daniels, he's going to make. He's going to make some defenders wish that they were with their families while they were on the field.
Yeah.
I'll just leave it at that. Or I can proverbially hear Jim Ross in my ear saying, "By God, that man has a family," to some cornerbacks.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is the most pro-ready guy in the draft. Has the mechanics, has the footwork, has the field vision, has the football IQ, has the play recognition and progression analysis. Yeah, not really a whole lot to knock him on, other than doesn't have a whole lot of zip on his throws to the boundary. I've heard that be a knock on him. Slender, pretty slender. So if he gets hit hard, as with any guy that's a little on the thin side, durability could be a concern. And he needs to work on the ball placement with deep passes. He tends to get a good bit of air under them, and the likes of Malik Neighbors were able to come down with those passes and adjust in midair. But in the NFL, you got pro defenders just waiting to jump all over that. So needs to work on that a little bit. But weird comp for him, Trey Lance.
Oh,
yeah. Obviously, a more polished and more mechanically sound Trey Lance.
Okay.
But still, I found that comp very, very interesting.
I think he has a better head on his shoulders.
Agreed.
And will make not force the just fuck. I've only probably watched 2 or 3 games of them, Trevor, and I got to look up highlights before. But I think I think the difference between him and Caleb is he doesn't do hero ball. He tries to make the right play.
No. More fundamentally sound. Similar to USC.
Yep.
LSU didn't have much of a defense this past season. They had to run up the score 45, 52 points on the regular. And he played a little bit of hero ball, but Caleb was a little bit more desperate in that facet. Daniels had a bit better of an offensive line too, so he could chill back in that pocket and just sling.
Right.
So it's kind of, both guys are products of their respective systems.
Right.
And we'll see how that translates at the NFL level.
Very excited.
Yeah. Next guy I want to talk about, and I know a lot of Patriots fans have been eyeing this guy up, and I know that because my brother's been talking about him. And, Chris Brockman and the like have been talking about him. Yeah, we appreciate Brockman's effort.
Well, yeah.
I do draw a lot of inspiration from him, minus his fandom and affinity for Boston-based franchises.
Very tough.
Yeah. Very tough to love his, choice in teams, but I do like his character. And he is a decent-looking white bald man.
Yeah.
So he does. He's no Stone Cold or Mr. Clean, but he does okay for himself.
Right.
Anyway, Drake May.
I like him the most, but
yeah, a lot of people saying he might have the highest ceiling. Out of North Carolina, 6'4", 223, an ideal frame that you'd want out of an NFL quarterback. got a prospect grade of 6.5, which translates to boom bust potential. But bear in mind, he is very young. He's 21.
Yes.
He's 21 years old.
Yep.
And he has a lot of pro-ready traits that just need enhanced, and he
Yes.
needs game time to do that, and he's going to have time to do that, depending on, of course, where he goes. But, I think he'll be just fine. He does come from a very athletic family. His father, Mark, also played North Carolina football. And he's described as having top-flight measurables and physical tools, which makes sense, similar to a Mitch Trubisky when he came out. But Drake May has a bit more starting experience.
Right.
So he's a little bit more polished. I will just say that. An ideal size and frame for traditional QB, described as a fearless passer and willing to squeeze passes into tight zones, which can get him in trouble at times. But gunslinger type of mentality. Yeah. He can sling it in there, but it'll get him in trouble sometimes. And that's kind of one of the knocks on him. Did have 16 career interceptions while at North Carolina, a little more than you'd ideally want. And a lot of those due to poor decision making on his part. How we see interceptions that go through receivers' hands, like, oh, that shouldn't be on the quarterback. A lot of his interceptions, not the case.
Okay.
So just as well, tends to leave the ball behind wide receivers in in-cut routes, kind of leaves it on the back hip and throws them off stride a little bit. But again, something that can be worked with and polished. Another comp to Trey Lance here. Although it seems like a more accurate comparison given the fact that he is not quite as polished as Jane Daniels.
Right.
He is a bit more physically gifted, though.
I just like the tall,
lanky dudes.
Well, it's and everybody's, and even in the fucking card shows, Trevor, I get in the fight. I just love the bend build of a quarterback. Just you're not going to get me down. I'm going to fucking chuck this damn thing and make some stellar. I like the 6'4". That's very attractive to me. He can see over the line. He's a 5'11" guy.
Yep. He's not a Kyler Murray. He's
But I hope him the best. He's one of my favorites. Yep.
No, I like him. I like him a lot. Honestly, I like him more than when Mitch Trubisky came out.
Oh.
So. Yeah, and Drake May, we could see him go in the top 3.
Yeah, I hope.
We could see quarterback, and some people are saying we could see this next guy go at 4, J.J. McCarthy.
I have my feelings on him, but
I have my feelings on him as well, and I'm going to drop some gospel for you guys right now. I will do that here in a second. But to touch on the metrics, J.J. McCarthy, ranked 9th overall. But, we could see him go as high as 4 or 5. Got a draft grade of 92 and a prospect grade of 6.4. Bigger than I actually thought he was, 6'3", 219. I thought he was much smaller.
Oh, he's 6 foot. Oh, wow.
Yeah,
okay.
No, he's 6'3".
Oh.
6'3", 219. So decent build. And that prospect grade, that 6.4, means he could become a good starter within a couple years.
Okay.
But of course, we know why he gets high praise. He was a very enigmatic leader and a very team-oriented guy while at Michigan. Led the Wolverines to a national championship, and they won it on the field.
I'm kidding.
They won it on the field.
You're good.
You can't take that away.
No,
can't take that away. And we witnessed one of the greatest college teams of the modern age take that national championship, win undefeated. So but some things with him and why he's getting even more high praise. He did run a pro style system with Harbaugh, similar to Blake Corum. It's very smooth delivery, both in the scramble and in the rollouts, so he can throw on the run decently well. And he fits the ball well in zone coverage, so he's able to scheme guys open, and he's able to hit the spots. He's very fundamentally sound in that sense. Where he does struggle, though, progressions are a little slow, and he doesn't really have the arm strength. Doesn't
Yep.
really have the arm strength. That's kind of what concerns me more so than anything else. And as a result, doesn't get a whole lot of air, a whole lot of zip on passes to the intermediate and deep levels. So I don't know. I don't know. He struggles thrown against man coverage as well. Prone to ball hawking.
Yep.
Prone to ball, especially like I said, in the intermediate and deep levels. And in terms of scrambling, average at best. And where it gets me, and where I might knock him the most, he's getting comparisons to Jaron Hall, the Vikings. I don't like that.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't like that. And honestly, I'll say it over and over again. I don't know why this guy's just soaring up draft boards. He might just be saying the right things, and it might be that $1 million smile.
Well, I think he's just. This is going to piss off. I'm
Sure.
not actually.
Please
I don't
piss
really give a
people
shit.
off. Do it. Yeah.
Michigan fans think he's fucking amazing. I think he's just a little better, above par. Zach Wilson. That's it. That's all I think.
That's what he strikes me as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
Just a pretty boy with a pretty mouth. Has some talent.
Yeah. I mean, we'll see. We'll see. I don't know if he has a girlfriend, but we'll see if he's banging moms next year.
I mean, it wouldn't shock me.
Yeah.
I just think the guy just got shit luck. Or lucky because he just fucking he won the national championship. Trevor, we cannot say that defense was not fucking good for the Wolverines. I mean,
no, I know.
I
know. He was aided by that, and he was aided by one of the greatest college coaches of all time.
Right. So I don't know. There's been speculation he was going to go to the Giants. Now the Giants are looking to be with Danny Dimes.
There was speculation he might go as high as 3 to the Pats.
He might go to the Patriots
or 2 to Washington.
He fit up there. Get him a vineyard shirt. Yeah,
he'd fit. He'd fit more with the old guard in Washington than the new guard, but yeah,
right. He fit in good up there with the Massachusetts crowd.
Yeah.
No offense, Massachusetts.
Actually, all the offense to Massachusetts. Anything Boston, you know me, Drew. I can't say anything Boston.
No.
Least of all the Patriots.
Yeah, but Robert Kraft. Yeah.
Can I move on to the next guy?
Yeah, that just pisses me off
right,
how much people are kissing his ass.
Oh, good. Next guy I want to talk about, and he's a little bit lower on some draft boards. There's potentially could fall in round 2. Bo Nix.
I like him too.
I like him. I like him out of Oregon. A lot of volume in college. But anyway, 6'2", 214, got a 6.39 prospect grade, meaning he could be a plus starter with some work. Where Bo Nix, has a leg up on some other prospects, his pre-snap recognition, audibles, play recognition, all that. Very good with that type of stuff. And bear in mind, he did that still with the hand signals to the sideline. So imagine, put a device in his ear and he'll be just fine. Imagine if Bo Nix had this upcoming year's technology with him. That'd be absolutely fantastic. Yeah, he'd be great. He'd be great. Effortless thrower of the ball too. Can put a lot of zip on it. Very effortless and smooth throwing motion. No flaws really in that, and nothing to coach there. Good clock recognition as well, and he's very tough to bring down. And he has the talent to move the chains, fall forward when he's scrambling. So comes in handy at the NFL level, that's for sure. Couple knocks on him, though. A lot of his passes last year were thrown behind the line of scrimmage, actually about 30% of them. So good bulk of those were reliant on guys making plays out of the backfield. When he is pressured, he tends to short arm throws. So doesn't throw as much into it, tends to lean off his back foot a little bit. Doesn't really sail the ball. He just kind of short arms it. And he does overthrow some receivers in the open field sometimes. There were some notable missed touchdowns down the stretch last season. Getting a very good comp, though, Tony Romo.
Oh.
Please tell me that was for like just him being a cowboy and not the actual talent. Was it just him being a cowboy? Because I've already mentioned Trey Lance twice. He's a cowboy.
Yeah. Just the memory I'll hold on to is that fuck up fumble when he was holding the field goal. That's all I remember of Tony.
No,
Romo.
I know.
He was a good.
In fairness to him. Quick
Yeah.
tangent.
Yeah.
He was the starting QB in that game. How many starting quarterbacks are holding for their
Wow.
kickers?
Right. Ben could punt it, but
yeah, he could do that little left leg pooch punt thing that he did, from time to time.
Right.
But no, you're drawing comparisons to Tony Romo in terms of arm talent and statistics. Yeah.
Good game controller. Yeah.
Oh, very good game controller, great game manager, knew the game. Literally, Tony Romo would just sit up at night, just throwing a ball, just, perfecting that. Bo Nix has that pretty well down pat as we speak. Right. So I can see the comparison right now. And with the, Tony Romo, maybe not quite as maneuverable as Bo Nix, but still, I get the comparisons.
Right. Yeah.
So, no thoughts on him otherwise. You seem to have an opinion on everybody except for Bo Nix. You seem to agree with everything I said there.
No, I think he can. I think he could be. Where's he projected to go? I haven't really seen much.
There's talk of him going in the top 15. There's talk of him going as late as early second round.
I got to be honest with it. And I think I said it with me and Nate. That was 2 months ago. Yeah. If the Steelers wouldn't have made the moves, I would have been fine with Bo Nix in the Steelers uni. Just got to throw that out there.
No, there was early conversations. We might have had a few of those on this program as well, where we were saying, "Hey, Bo Nix, Steelers?" ?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, but hey, Omar Khan though.
You never know if he does that. I swear to God, I'm going to tell the people right now, and we'll make this the fucking promo. If that happens, Trevor, I will shit my pants live. I will shit. If we get,
are you gonna do one of those where like a baby does it, where you do it up your back?
Yeah, because we're gonna have. Yeah, I'm gonna be dressed.
It's gonna be a squirter
right up the back. I could see.
You gonna paint your ceiling?
I could probably get it there if you know what I mean? No, on all honesty, I could see the way this con man has been working. He shops Justin Fields or Russell Wilson, does that, picks up Bo Nix, and also gets us more. We'll see though. They already put the pen to the paper, but I don't think that matters to con man. So
we'll see. At all. Not at all. Good.
Could be very interesting. I'm actually I'm not going to sleep tomorrow night. So.
Oh no, that's okay. I probably won't either, but that's probably because I'll be working. My busy season's done, but it's not done. If you know what I'm saying.
Right. Right.
It's never done. It's never done. Shit's never done. No. It's the IRS. It's never done.
Yeah.
Anyway, next guy, and a very highly touted guy for playing in a pro style offense in college, having a lot of success there and making it to the national title. Michael Penix.
Big fan of him too.
Did not see this coming from him out of Indiana. I can tell you that. Did not see this. He's only the 6th ranked quarterback per ESPN. 6'2", 216, so similar frame to Bo Nix, but obviously, big lefty. Got a 6.25 prospect grade. Could be a plus starter at some point. And drawing comparisons to one Tua Tagovailoa.
Oh.
So, not terrible there.
No.
Hopefully he doesn't have the injury history.
No. Yeah, Jesus.
But, yeah. So, opposite of Kenny Pickett here, he has big hands. Large hands. Be able to control the football, effortlessly throw it down the field. Does rely on a lot of jump balls with the likes of Rome Odunze, a couple others. At Washington, he relied on that a little bit too much. But he was only sacked 31 times in nearly 1,800 career dropbacks.
That ain't bad.
And no, I didn't do the math on that, but that's a low percentage.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, very good mechanics. His hip drop release. Seamless, very seamless. And he's able to fit it well in cover 2 on the boundary there on those corner routes in between the corner and the safety. Able to, zing that in there pretty well. Does have a history of ACL injuries. Did it twice at Indiana, tore the ACL. Had a 20-9 TD to interception ratio over the last 11 games last season, even though, we saw a good bit of volume out of him. And and these are my words, not ESPN's, inconsistent as hell when he's forced to escape the pocket. So a pure pocket passer.
Okay.
And he just as well, similar to a couple other guys in this draft class, tends to throw it on the back hip of receivers on in breaking routes, stuff like that, breaks their stride. So needs to work on the timing with that. But like I said, drawing comparisons to Tua right out of the gate, not too bad.
Not too bad. No,
not too bad.
I won't bitch about that one.
No, nope, not at all. No thoughts on him either.
Just don't lose your head like Tua. Sometimes he literally goes to a different place and just zips the fucking ball across the field, and it's like, what the fuck?
Oh, okay. Yeah, I thought you were going
a
different way with that. I thought you were going, the concussion thing.
Well, that too. Yeah, don't get concussions.
Yeah. Don't get concussed. Don't get concussed, folks. Don't want that.
And tell the truth when you're actually hurt. That's for all athletes out there. So.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Thankfully, that has been tightened up in the NFL. Self-reporting is very much encouraged. And we appreciate the NFL's efforts on that front.
Yes.
So decent drop off after Penix. And bear in mind, Penix is rumored similar to Nix, could go in the first round, maybe in the teens, or could go early second.
Okay.
So could be a day one guy. Projections say otherwise, but we shall see. So Penix ranked 46th overall. The next quarterback on list, Spencer Rattler out of South Carolina, ranked 98th overall. So decent drop off there. Got a draft grade of 70, and again, good drop off there. Michael Penix had an 84. Spencer Rattler 6'2", so a little on the shorter side. Only got a 5.95 prospect grade, meaning he could be a backup, with some work. I will say though, has pretty good mechanics and was a 4-year starter, so he has a lot of experience. Plays with good patience, and he has the experience to let plays develop and run through his progressions. He's pretty good at reading his progressions. And he's able to escape from sacks to extend plays. Not quite to the Ben level, but at a pretty decent level for a D1 collegiate clip. So where he does struggle, though, and this is what I do in Madden, I tend to look down my primary receiver a little bit too long, and I am up, and, defenders can recover and, bait guys in, and it's all over about the crying from there. Does lack the NFL drive velocity on his throws, so not quite as much zip as you would ideally like. And not a lot to smile about with his intermediate and deep balls. The more he gets pressured, the more inaccurate he is, the more shaken up he gets when he's throwing balls down the field. Good on the short to intermediate stuff, but on the intermediate to long stuff, can struggle sometimes and could be prone to do that at the pro level. Another guy drawing comparisons to Jaron Hall of the Vikings. I don't know. Yeah, no, I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is.
I don't think Jaron Hall's really.
I didn't say it was a good comp.
No.
But that's the comp that people are throwing out there. So it is what it is. And going down the rest of the list here, I want to give again nice little shout out to lesser known schools that are known to put guys out into the NFL. Michael Pratt out of Tulane. Had a solid 4-year career while at Tulane. Go Green Wave. Made a good bit of money betting on Tulane. I will just say that much right now. Oh, yeah. 130th overall. So likely a day 2 guy. Got a draft grade of 65. Stands 6'3", 217. So more of your ideal prototypical NFL frame. Got a prospect grade of 5.88, meaning he could be a backup or a special teamer, similar to Spencer Rattler. Well, actually, special teamer for quarterbacks. Now that I'm reading that sounds kind of stupid, but could be a backup.
Okay.
But again, 4-year starter, and he was a captain for 3 of those years while at Tulane. So pretty decent career for a non-Power 5 guy.
Right.
Very consistent improvement over his 4 years too. Developed according to what you would expect out of Tulane. And one thing he does very, very well, he sells his pump and go throws. Very good at pump faking.
I'm a big fan.
And yeah, we know that. We know that very well. Has pretty good mobility to create first downs with his legs as well. Where he does lack, though, throw timing and arm talent. You kind of need that at the NFL level.
Yes.
Yeah. So, also a bit slow to get through his progressions, and he struggles to fit balls into zone coverage. Tends to not find the right guys right away. Getting a comp to backup quarterback for the Cardinals, Clayton Tune.
Oh.
Yeah.
I just love if he's to the degree he fakes the shit out of the cameraman, that's when you got a good pump fake. When the cameraman's like this and he's like, and then she's like, shit. Yeah. He's like, Tom, hold my coffee. Holy fuck, we got a guy here that's
yeah. Damn it, I spilled my beer.
This is not a one-hand job now. I gotta fucking do 2 hits because I fucking pump fake down there. Yeah. No. Clayton Tune. What's with the okay? That's
some weird comps thrown around. Yeah, I know, but this is
Clayton Tune's not bad. He's just has a guy.
He's an NFL quarterback, doing okay for himself. But
right.
That's probably what Michael Pratt has in his future. But again, not a lot of guys out of Tulane at quarterback making the pros. So,
no.
And I got a few other guys here.
Yeah.
A lot lower on draft boards and could potentially be free agents at the end of the day. So we go from the 8th ranked quarterback in Michael Pratt and he's 130th overall. We go to Keaton Slovis. He's 9th ranked at quarterback position, 264th overall. So big giant drop off there.
Yeah.
But again, Keaton Slovis out of BYU. So can't trust those BYU quarterbacks apparently. No. So I get it.
Only one guy, Trevor Jim McMahon, but keep
going. Legendary defense helped him out a little bit. Just a little bit.
I love that guy.
Just a little bit. Yeah. Very, very interesting character. Hopefully he's doing well health-wise.
Yeah.
But so we go from a draft grade of 65 Michael Pratt had down to Slovis at 41. Decent NFL frame for this guy. Candidate for the bottom of the roster, though. Only got a prospect grade of 5.67. Does have decent tape, good accuracy, moves around the pocket a little bit and extends plays. Tends to turn the ball over a decent bit, though. Tends to play a little too much hero ball to the point where it gets erroneous. And getting a comp to current backup for the Chargers, backup or third stringer, I'm not sure the depth chart of the Chargers. Max Duggan, if you remember him from TCU.
Oh, yes. Yep. Mm-hmm.
So then this guy that is being raved for his arm talent, Joe Milton III out of Tennessee, 276th ranked overall, 6'5", 235. So your ideal NFL quarterback body. That's what he has.
Oh, yeah.
More of a candidate to be a backup, though. Very good arm strength and a very good touchdown to interception ratio, 32-5 while he was at Tennessee, touchdown to interceptions. Mm-hmm. And very good against, a sacks. He can evade sacks, much more so to the bend style than a couple of these other guys.
Yep.
And he can escape the pocket with his feet. Where he does struggle, placement and timing on deep balls, not very great with that. Just has a 38.6% accuracy rate on throws over 10 yards. That was in 2023, so not great. Very inconsistent with the footwork and not very fundamentally sound. But again, stupid arm strength. People comparing him to a less polished Will Levis.
Ooh, might be the diamond in the rough there, Trevor.
Could be Mr. Irrelevant. You never know.
The comps on him are 6'5". Very
Interesting.
attractive. Very
Interesting.
attractive.
And a couple guys that were really good leaders in college. I don't know that they're gonna make NFL rosters or may even start an NFL game ever. Sam Hartman and Jordan Travis, both fantastic leaders at FSU and Notre Dame, respectively.
Yes.
Both guys around 6'1", 210, so not very big, but similar play styles, decent escapability. Like I said, fantastic leaders, fantastic sportsmen and locker room guys, pretty good decision making. Hartman tends to overthrow a little bit, and he throws off his back foot when he gets pressured. I saw that a good bit at Notre Dame. And as a result, turns the ball over a good bit. Hartman getting comps to Colt McCoy, who is currently still a free agent, actually.
Still in there. Yep.
Yeah, still in there. And Jordan Travis, another guy getting comps to Jaron Hall. So hopefully Travis is able to recover from that ACL injury, which severely diminished his stock as a draftee. But hopefully those guys are able to find homes, whether it's as an undrafted free agent or whether it's them being close to Mr. Irrelevant. Still, if you're one of the 266 guys, or is that what it is? 266? I think that's what it is.
Yeah.
If you're one of those 266 guys taken, you're doing pretty good for yourself.
Ooh.
In terms of most bang for your buck pick, at the quarterback spot, I'm taking Jane Daniels. Now, that could be Caleb Williams, if not for how boom bust he could be. I'm taking the most pro-ready guy on the board and the most proven guy that can fit in a pro system on the board. And that's Jane Daniels. Doesn't have the most ideal NFL frame or even the measurables, but just the pure volume and his IQ and the way he was able to run that LSU offense and stretch it vertically. Dazzling.
Yes.
Like I said, the guy put up better numbers than 2019 Joe Burrow. And 2019 Joe Burrow was one of the GOATs. GOATs. Yeah. Unfortunately, Daniel's not able to come out with a national championship out of that. But if I'm picking first, I will say this: if I'm picking first, I'm probably still taking Caleb, just because of his ceiling. It's immensely high. But if I'm picking anywhere behind that, Jaden Daniels. Okay. And like I said, I think he's going to go 2 to Washington.
Okay.
And that's it. That's all.
It's the last of Denzi's draft picks, or Denzi's draft dissertation.
I need to use those $10 words, bud.
Yes. No, it was.
They used to be $5 words, but then inflation happened. So
right, and it's sad for the last time. I will take this down. Yeah.
You're actually going to take it down? It's still up.
We'll take it down. We got more, right? Or
I got more.
Okay. All right. Yep.
I got more. You don't have any more?
Really, that was. Yeah, that was about it. That's all I had. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, really, just I guess. Fuck it, just for housekeeping reasons.
Sure. Yes, please.
What do we got here? Well, we got to see Cheeseburger eating ass Andy Reid on the sideline till potentially 2029 after they just extended him in the GM. That's all.
Oh.
You think they get another Super Bowl within that time period, Trevor?
Probably.
God damn it.
Might get 2. Yeah. Sorry.
I thought he was going to retire.
No. Why would he retire? He's doing what he loves, and he's having a lot of success at it. So
no. Go home with the grandkids and go to In-N-Out.
You're hating. Drew, what have I said about appreciating greatness on this show? Appreciate greatness. Appreciate the greatness that is Andy Reid, please.
Well, remember 2 months ago we were talking Andy Reid could be leaving, Travis Kelce. Where the hell is Patrick Mahomes? Now it's.
I know.
How long does Travis Kelce have?
2 more years.
Okay.
2 more years.
Okay. Damn it.
I don't know if that's the length of his contract. That's how long I think he can play at the level he's playing at. 2 years.
Okay. Gets his temper in check.
It's been pretty well in check ever since he threw that flag at the official, or a towel or whatever it was.
The helmet on the sideline.
Yeah, the helmet on the sideline. Well, he's passionate. He's passionate. I mean, at least he's not taking his pads and his top off and running off the field shirtless.
Yeah, and so,
or throwing bricks through truck drivers' windows.
God,
assaulting their ex.
What he and also the guy.
I'm pretty sure Swifties would burn at the stake if they figured out there was some domestic thing going on there.
Yeah. Well, speaking of the gentleman you were alluding to, he did start his own podcast, CTE or CTE.
Yes. I saw. This will be the one political thing I say on this show.
That's okay.
I saw where Joe Biden tweeted out in 2020. It was in the midst of that campaign.
Mm-hmm.
Donald Trump is the worst president of all time. And then AB, I think it was either just yesterday or today, and Nate Stice sent me this. He tweeted out, Joe Biden is the worst president of all time.
I'm gonna.
He's getting into politics now, man. It's not just sports anymore.
I'm gonna open up scars here for all Steeler fans, but I will tell you.
Oh God, why?
When it gets to the point of Ben should have 2 Super Bowls, he should have 4. He should have 4 in total.
I know. Well, you know why he doesn't have 4.
Well,
why does Ewing not have a title? Jordan. Why does Ben not have 4? Brady.
Well, those 2 dumbasses, Lester Brand. I mean, for God's sakes, for people that don't know what the hell, Le'Veon Bell, if you want to look into it, he's on OnlyFans. Wants to get more intimate with fans.
Oh boy.
And we have AB over there that seriously needs to check into an institute or something. I mean,
I think this might be therapy for him. This CTESPN stuff.
I mean, 7 years, Trevor. Look back 7 years ago.
I know. I'm very familiar with the timeline, bud.
It's like
we've talked about him many, many times, both on and off of this show.
Pains me.
Yep.
Still potentially a top 10 wide receiver of all time.
Yeah.
But he'll never get any flowers because he's just can't shut his fucking mouth.
Yep.
And get off Twitter or X.
Pretty much.
So to all the people that are going to watch our draft night shindig, just know, for God's sakes, pray that the superstars that you're following that are coming into the NFL, that this doesn't happen to them. And you feel the pain that I'm never going to get over. That's the only jersey I've ever burned.
That one.
That's the only jersey I've ever burned.
I've never burned a jersey.
AB, I had to.
Although, well, I did have an AB jersey shirt back in high school.
Yeah.
I think I just lost it. I don't even think I threw it out. I think I just lost it, and I was not upset.
I'll tell you one funny story, and then we can get to your skit. So everybody knows we're doing cards. There's a card portion to this podcast now. So I got a nice Ben card. I'm like, oh, that's great. And sometimes guys will throw extra cards in.
What year? Ben? If you have it on you.
2011.
Oh, okay.
Throws in extra cards. Guess what's in there, Trevor?
What's that?
2010 base Antonio Brown card. I said, I messaged the guy. It said, don't ever, if I buy any more Steeler cards from you, please, for the love of God, don't throw any Le'Veon Bell or AB. You just fucked up my whole day.
You'd rather have the serial killer cards, wouldn't you?
I'd rather get a Lima Swede card than fucking AB.
Lima Swede. What did Lima Swede do?
He's one of the worst wide receivers I've ever seen play on national television. He is terrible. Terrible.
He is terrible.
I'm trying to think of who else. I'm trying to think of another wide receiver that made me want to lose my mind.
Oh, Moncrief for us.
Oh, God. Ebron. Tight end. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, he's always hurt.
Cedric Wilson. We don't even need to fucking get.
Hey, he had some good years.
Anyone ape shit.
Yeah, he kind of did. I mean, so did Jeff Reed, but
people love. Yeah, that's another one. Yeah, people.
Public urination, intoxication. Yeah, not good. Not good. Don't do that, folks.
I'm sorry for the little outburst.
Don't urinate in public.
I ripped the fucking. Don't rip the sink off of the sheets. Bathroom. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, we're good.
Can I get to what's more likely now?
Yeah.
Okay.
I just
You good?
wanted to give you a break from talking.
Yeah, no, I know. Do I need to lay out a couch for you, some pillows, and put my bifocals on and jot some notes down in a notepad? Do you need me to be your therapist, Drew Billy?
I'm gonna lay down in my bed after this and listen to ocean waves and just take in all the good moments.
Be a good idea.
Well, I sent you that one clip before we get to what's more likely. The flashbacks, when they were flashing through all the good times, and it's like, God.
No, I understand.
I shouldn't have saw it.
It's okay. It's all good.
Yeah. But what's more likely with Trevor?
Yeah, what's more likely? So we were talking about this last night. Steelers win total.
Yeah.
7.5 on FanDuel, at least when I looked at it last night. Then, of course, I looked at ESPN Bet. It was at 8.5. And obviously the odds shifted along with that. Full disclosure, I threw a $50 free bet on the ESPN Bet line.
Mm-hmm.
Got a little bit of promotional money when I made my initial deposit. So, yeah. But anyway, considering that, and the Steelers don't have to get to 10-plus wins to go over that total.
Yep.
But I will ask you regardless.
Yep.
What's more likely, that the Steelers win 10-plus in 2024, or they finally go under their win total of 7.5?
Last year, what the hell did I say? 11?
And we're basing this off of the FanDuel line, 7.5.
I'm going. They're going to go 12-5, 10-plus.
12-5.
Yep.
I gotta look at their schedule. I want to look at it right now.
Yeah.
I want to look at it right now. I'm doing this live. Or no, did they not release the schedule yet?
There's a prefab somewhere.
Okay.
I saw it. We.
Oh yeah, they have the teams on there, but they don't have it scheduled. Okay, so when the schedule comes out, I'll have to look at that. I'll have to look at that.
12-5.
12-5. I won't say 12-5, but I'll say 10-plus. I'll say 10-7 again.
Okay.
But it's a bit more respectable, 10-7. Yeah, I think we'll win games. Hopefully, a little bit more conventionally than we did last year.
What the fuck?
Yeah, it's weird that Steeler fans are like dying for like a boring win and a boring season, but
yes,
yeah.
Just get us there, boys. Just get us back to the division.
Don't drive my blood pressure up.
Please.
You don't need to fuel my Miller Lite addiction. So anyway.
God.
All right, what else do I got here? You've been saying it last few weeks. We're gonna have feet on the ground.
Yep.
Do we dare bring up the name that will be Yeah, okay. He might give me a little flack for this later, but we'll see. And we know this particular individual is prone to saying some not so nice things that I will not disclose on this podcast. But it's a PlayStation party chat, so I will leave the viewers' imaginations to themselves. Who's more likely to screw up at the NFL draft? Joe Kosinski or the Las Vegas Raiders?
Oh. Just need him to answer the phone. But I could say I really think they're going to take that kid, that Mark Davis is son of Al.
Are they taking?
Well, no, Mark's Mark Davis, son of Al Davis.
Yeah,
They think alike. They're
Of
going to
course.
take that kid that broke the 40 time.
Oh, Worthy. Yeah.
They're going to. What?
Okay.
They're going to fuck up.
Okay. You think they're gonna fuck up worse than Joe?
Yeah.
Okay.
I really do. They've never impressed me, except Aiden O'Connell. He was. I felt he was a good pick.
I don't know, man. I think Antonio Pierce has got it under wraps. I think he's okay. I think he's talked some sense into the bull cut mark.
See, there's a spew of shit that comes into that office area when they're deciding, and they see a dazzling, pretty like sparkles.
Yeah.
And they color
Well,
coordinated.
Yeah. No, I akin it to that, and you might know this South Park clip where the guy is sitting on the toilet and then he takes the biggest, most massive shit as he's spinning up his own shit.
That's what they do.
You think that's Mark Davis when he's making a draft pick?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
He's worse than Irsay. God bless his soul. I hope he's in better health. But I mean, I don't know what happens.
He's less of a drunk.
Well, Jim.
Yeah, Jim likes a couple brewskis here and there.
Jesus Christ.
He likes to drink every now and then.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
But anyway, to give my pick, I'll say Joe.
All right.
I'll say Joe. And that's more a knock to that's not a knock on Joe. That's more of credit to Antonio Pierce, his leadership, and his willingness to hopefully take over that draft room a little bit. Be the first time that he's doing it. But he strikes me as a guy that has the testicular fortitude to do so.
Yes. Well, we just need StreamYard to freaking also cooperate.
No, it's cooperating tonight. It is cooperated tonight.
Yeah.
It's cooperated tonight. Yeah. So, one more draft thing, and then I'll move on to a couple other sports and air some grievances that I have regarding some certain game that happened last night.
Yeah.
Almost broke another pitching wedge over that one. Almost. Yeah. Almost. I was about to throw it. I restrained myself. Anyway, a lot of talk of where Brock Bowers is going to go.
Yep.
Originally rumored he was going to go to the Jets. Some rumors floating around the Jets might trade out of that or some other. He might be taken sooner than the Jets. So I got to ask you, what's more likely, the more likely Brock Bowers destination, the Jets or anywhere else?
I think when you went through the tight end, I'm trying to think back what the hell I think he is. You cannot pass on a guy if you have that chance. If it's at the right spot, you do not need a quarterback. I think he'd fit well with Rodgers. I see him going to the Jets.
And the Jets are sitting at 10.
Take him.
Yeah. I don't see why they
Steelers
wouldn't.
Didn't have Freiermuth, I'd say fucking take them Steelers straight up.
I mean, you also got to consider the Jets. They have had a pretty good recent draft history, but
yes.
Over the last, I'd say, in this century, we'll say, and even a little bit back from that, tumultuous draft history to say the least.
Yeah.
If he falls to them and they don't take him, it'd be very interesting. Very interesting move. So there's that in play. And of course, there's also the potential for them trading out. And I got to see how many picks the Jets have here. Let me pull that up real quick. They have 1, 2, 3. They have 7. They have 7 picks.
Yeah.
I wouldn't think they would look to acquire more.
You're going to see a reaction on Thursday if they do not take him. And he's still there.
Agreed. If they don't go Bowers, they probably go O-tackle. Probably. Yeah. Or they snatch one of the centers that I want away.
Yeah. Yes.
But I at the same time, I don't know if you want to bring in a new center with Rodgers. But anyway, I'm with you. Jets got to take him.
He's
They
a
need
complete
a tight
package.
end too.
He's a
Oh,
complete
yes.
package. He can run.
Mhm.
He can run. No shit. He
Oh,
can
no, yeah, no
block.
shit. He can run. You ever see a guy in the open field?
I mean, made Georgia what they were. So that's just me.
Oh, absolutely, buddy. Absolutely.
Yeah.
So yeah, Jets.
Yep.
Don't miss.
No. If I was a Jets fan, I would be fucking writing in right now. Pick this man.
Yeah. So, kind of moving on to NBA playoffs here, and I know we haven't really talked much about this, but we talked about it a little bit more on PlayStation than we have here. But
yes.
So last night, as I was going through getting all my free bets in line, I told you I was avoiding that Mavs Clippers game. And I'm glad I did, because last night the ESPN bet line was at 1.5 to Dallas.
Mm-hmm.
As of when I was prepping for the show a few hours ago, the line had moved to 2.5 to the Clippers. Very interesting stuff.
Yes.
I don't know why that happened. I got to see, honestly, if there was maybe an injury took place or, no real injuries. The line just flipped. Line just flipped. 3 points. The other way. I don't know. People heavy betting on the Clippers, I get. In fairness, home teams are undefeated so far in the playoffs. I think they're 12-0.
Right.
But and the Dallas game actually starting right now. It's 10:06. Game starting right now. And the last game was decided by 12, 109-97 to the Clippers. But with this very tight, we'll call it tight line, who's more likely to win by 10 plus? Mavs or Clippers? Putting you on the spot.
The Mavs just I'm going Clippers.
Do we finally get an away team to win a game in these playoffs? No,
I just don't know if Kyrie and Luka. What a dynamic guard 1-2 there. But god damn it, Clippers. Trevor, I think they win the night by 10 plus.
Interesting. So the line, ESPN bet line, I'm just looking at it right now.
Yeah.
It opened at -1.5 to Dallas, went to 2.5 to Dallas, and now is at 1.5 for the Clippers. Or no, excuse me. Opened at 1.5, opened at 1.5 to Dallas, went to 2.5 for the Clippers, and then went back down at just pregame now to 1.5 to the Clippers. So this line is moving. And more than that, it's moving across the zero.
At that point,
I'm with you, though. I am taking the Clippers.
But that kind of, are they wanting the money to sway? So and that ends up being the Mavs.
It's all on who's betting what. It's all on who's betting what. I subscribe to a site called the Sports Betting Dime. It has all kinds of public betting statistics.
Yeah.
If I were to, I'm actually going to pull that up right now. Give me one moment, please.
Yes. Yeah, we'll dissect this here live. Yes.
Yeah. Actually, oh crap, can't do it. I'm on a company computer.
Yeah, you're good. Yeah.
Shit. Sorry.
We'll do it next. Yeah.
I got everybody's hopes up, but it's okay.
Yeah.
It's all right.
No.
More NBA playoffs here. So both your Lakers and my Sixers went down 2-0 last night. So did the Magic. Pretty convincingly, too. I believe they lost their first game by around 15, and then they lost last night by 12, I think it was, 12 or 13. So those three teams down 2-0, going back to their home courts, starting, I believe, tomorrow, or no, Thursday. Who's the most likely team to come back from 2-0 and win all four out of those three? Magic, Sixers, Lakers.
Definitely not the Magic. No.
Yeah, they're too young. Too
I gave up on my
Plus, bear in mind, we're talking about a 4-5 series. Both games been decided by double digits already.
I can't pick either the Lakers or Sixers. I still love the Lakers, but
well, that's not the game. You got to pick most likely. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but who's most likely?
I'd say not kissing your ass either. I'd say the Sixers because LeBron's done. He's done after this season in LA. I hope he is.
Walked off the press conference last night too.
Well, and Anthony Davis just
him too.
Grow a set of balls, okay?
Yeah.
Shake the. There wasn't
grow a set of balls or a new ACL.
I mean, yeah. You knew the guy was going to go to his right there, fade back. Gee, whatever. It's textbook.
I'll take my Sixers as well.
Yeah. I think we'll get
there's potential there. And with the way the game ended last night, I'll say it blatantly. We got screwed.
Well, I think there's a fire now.
Oh yeah, there's a real fire lit under these officials in the NBA now because the Sixers filed 2 injunctions.
Yes.
One, and the NBA admitted to them both. Maxey got fouled on that last inbound play, and I posted the clip on Instagram. Yep. Go watch it. Go watch my story.
Yep.
Go like my story. Go give me some clicks.
Yep.
Brunson literally grabs his jersey.
Yep.
How's that not a foul?
Well,
not a foul. And then there was a little scrum. DiVincenzo kind of hits him in the elbow. I understand the ball was, up in the air a little bit, but he hit him.
Yeah,
he hit him. Really... Then he went down. Maxey gained possession of the ball for a brief second as Nick Nurse is over here banging the timeout. Yep. Refs didn't give it to him. Refs didn't give us the foul. And we get Mike Breen's legendary double bang.
Yep. Yep.
Let's just say I won't go into the level of expletives that I did last night as I was watching these events unfold.
Right.
But I will just say it's on.
Oh, yeah. There's a fire lit in Philly. Mm-hmm.
It's on. The way Embiid was talking, the way Maxey's talking, the way Nick Nurse was talking. It is fucking on.
Yep.
I will say I know a few Knicks fans. I played nice through game 1. I'm not playing nice the rest of the series. We are not friends until this series is over again.
Right. Right. There's one guy in particular,
Oh, one of them's my uncle.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
And I called him up and I said, we are not friends until this series is over. He's like, fair.
Yeah. Hey, it is. Shit.
Shades of Kawhi game 7, that was. With the Brunson 3.
Yep.
And then those missed calls.
Well.
And Embiid even went out and said that was worse than that game 7 loss.
Yep. Yep.
In terms of how it went down, I can see the argument.
Oh,
a little bit less of significance there. Second round, game 7, going to the conference finals, but with the way it went down,
they got robbed.
Absolutely robbed. Absolutely robbed.
Yeah,
and it wasn't just luck this time; it was manipulation.
Blaine fouls that should have been called. Yeah. You got 3, I think they got 3 refs on that side there, Trevor? One over here, one
2,
here, and one on the... Oh, 2. Okay, you got 2. One over here.
And one is in the corner, I think.
Yeah. So...
Opposite corner. I don't know how you don't make those calls. And even even Stephen A was criticizing.
Well,
he's a Knicks fan.
Yeah.
He's a Knicks fan. And he's on national television saying, hey, well, we might have got away with 1 or 2 or 3.
Right. Spike Lee might have been like, that's awesome. But...
I will say credit to Spike Lee, though. He did dap up Tyrese Maxey, who did just win Most Improved Player.
Right. Right.
Made it close, but the stats don't lie. He had his best season.
Yep.
And he had to lead a team for a long time without the reigning MVP. So,
right. Yeah.
little argument about that one.
Yeah.
I think I've aired my grievances enough. I didn't
Okay.
yell. I kept my
No.
composure.
Yes.
And I'm turning it into emotional investment for the next game, which I believe next game, let me go to it here. I believe it's Thursday.
Oh, boy.
I believe it's Thursday.
Son of a bitch.
It is. It is Thursday. So, you know what I have to do, Drew? You know what I have to do? I'm gonna be announcing 2 games.
Oh, boy.
I'm gonna be doing 2 things at once.
Yeah. It's gonna be special.
Yeah. You might see me flip shit.
Yeah.
You might. You might see me throw a golf club. You might see me throw a hat. You might see me tear a jersey.
Right.
You might see me rip a pillow clean in half.
Oh, now that would be. Oh.
And granted, I'm not that strong. But when I get mad,
Oh, yeah.
yeah,
Right.
it can happen.
Right.
Anyway, I digress.
Okay.
And I digressed a lot with that one. But I do want to ask one MLB thing. That is it. That is it. And I know I'm kind of ending on a negative note here.
That's all right.
But it's with a team that we don't really give a shit about, and it's just a little nugget that I wanted to throw out there.
Okay.
The White Sox. They suck.
They're terrible.
They're awful.
Yeah.
In pretty much every facet of the game.
Yeah.
They have a couple decent pitchers, but that's about it.
Yeah.
That's about it.
They're
3-19 coming into tonight.
Fuck.
3-19. Worst start in franchise history. And bear in mind, I believe this is one of the top 5 oldest franchises ever.
Yes.
This is their worst start in franchise history. They're on pace to lose 120 games.
Jesus Christ.
Absolutely awful. Which would mean they'd win 42 or less, if you do the math.
Oh.
So, Drew, bear with me on this one.
Yeah.
What's more likely? The White Sox lose 120.
Oh, God.
Or, by some miracle, are able to get out of last in their division.
Oh, no. I'll go with the first. No.
Twins are only got 8 wins. No. Still.
I might go with the latter. I'll go second. I'll go with the second one. They might get out of last. The Twins suck too, but Jesus, the White Sox. I watch highlights. It's like, holy shit.
It's bad.
Wow.
It's absolutely horrendous. The attendance, the attendance at those games is about 100 times more than this podcast. These podcast hosts. There's about a couple hundred people at the games. At least that's what it looks like. Seats are empty.
Jesus Christ.
I'm gonna go with they're gonna lose 120 games.
Okay.
They're that bad, and I think they can sustain it over an entire season.
No.
Yeah.
At this point, call up from the fucking farm team. I mean,
they might do that. They might have to. They might have to. Or, they can just invite Adam Levine and Maroon 5 to sing I Am in Misery on a loop. It can be the 7th inning stretch for them.
Jesus.
And all rise for the 7th inning stretch. I am in misery. Because,
Terrible.
Pretty miserable.
Yeah.
And don't get me wrong, I've been there. Look at the hat I'm wearing.
Well, right.
I've been there.
Right.
I mean, I don't know that we've been 3-19 to start a season, but
it's terrible.
Sixers were at that point. At one point, they're pretty bad.
Yeah.
So I know what it's like. It sucks. You forget what it's like to win. You're just in constant shame and misery.
God.
That's what the White Sox fans are dealing with right now.
Well,
but Anyway. That's all I got for what's more likely. I kind of ended it on a very solemn note there. But
Oh, good show. Good show. Anything else, Trevor?
Can't fucking wait for this draft, but
Oh, it's gonna be fucking awesome. I can't.
yeah, the adrenaline's gonna be pumping.
Oh.
I'm gonna, yeah.
Drinks are
Hell,
gonna
I
be
might,
flowing.
yeah, I might have to enter the chat to the tune of "Real American" by Rick Derringer. I might have to do that.
That would be wonderful.
Yeah, and do the,
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, but some notable guys could potentially join me and Trevor in the likes of Cole Peterson, and also Chicago Steve has been on a 2-year hiatus from the beginning of us all the way back to when it was the Drew Billy show on Spotify. So Chicago Steve could be making an appearance. And also, Trevor alluded to it, we will have feet on the ground in Detroit with Joe Krasinski giving us the first overall pick and the 20th pick, or wherever the hell the Steelers pick.
Yeah, wherever they trade up to or trade back to, whatever. Yes. Chicago Steve, Chicago across the board, sports-wise?
Strictly Chicago.
Strictly Chicago. Okay.
Strictly Chicago.
He might the Cubs, but yeah.
He might come on here and give his history of how he made his way selling water bottles outside of Wrigley Field.
That's a journeyman's entrepreneurial spirit right there. I love that. I hope Chicago Steve makes it on Thursday.
Has a picture of Ditka in every room of his house, so even in the bathroom.
Okay. I don't know how to respond to that, so just
all right. Have a good day. Have a good night. God bless out there. Stay safe. This was another episode of Buckle Up with the Boys with your host DB and host Trevor Dinsmore. We'll be back Thursday. Mark it on your calendar. Get in those giveaways. I'm going to put out more shit for you guys to enter, and there's a lot of good prizes. Igloo coolers. You got a gift basket with tequila, chips, and dip. Coupons from all different restaurants and Rick's Stowboys, Brewbank, Don's Pizza. Who else am I missing? Wildwoods. Let's go on and on. So we'll see you guys Thursday at 7:30 on the dot, and you better be prepared for a good 4.5 hour show. It's going to be fucking off the hook. All gas, no brakes.
Hell yeah.